has said that he would call for nationwide protests over the same concerns, yet he's not mentioned any date. The ODM wing that is referred to as Linda Mwananchi also promised to call for 3-day protests around the June 25th date, which will be marking the second anniversary of the 2024 June protests over the finance bill. And that's where we want to begin this discussion, because the question does arise. Article 37 of the Constitution still stands, and it provides for every person has the right to peaceably and unarmed to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and to present petitions to public authorities. We've been discussing this over and over and over, and we see that the first instance of people going to the streets, police are there in anti-riot gear, ready to arrest them. So who's wrong here?
Both. Mm-hmm. Both. But, you know, we have to, you know, first of all, I mean, I'm in ODM. Every time we've had a failed election, presidential election, or we feel aggrieved in the elections, we took to the streets. And I recall at one point, even the then President Uhuru Kenyatta issued a statement from State House saying that, you know, I actually saw Passaris and her team walking in front of anniversary towers, and they had no stones. But then when you come with stones and when you start harassing the public, or, you know, stealing or breaking into shops and being absolutely disorderly, we will make arrests. So it's a thin line. I think when you have a city like Nairobi, which is densely populated, which has a very, very high rate of unemployment, it's very easy to even have organic, sporadic people joining for different reasons. Some are joining because they've been sent by politicians. Others are joining because they have nothing else to do. Nobody in their right mind who's got a job is going to be on the streets, okay? Others are joining because they want to loot. They want to take advantage.
You say no one in their right minds would be on the streets. We saw young Kenyans go to the streets.
No.
Are you saying that their concerns were not legitimate?
No one who, look, we have legitimate concerns. And for me, it's when I say no one in their right mind would want to be on the streets, especially if you are employed, all right? If you're employed and you do not want to be on the street because you're being motivated to come so that you could create havoc, right? Because we seem to think, and the Constitution did not want this, we seem to think that the best way for us to to get the government to listen to us is not an orderly demonstration. It is a chaotic demonstration. But then in that chaos, right, lots of things happen. Increased, heightened sexual gender-based violence. People who also have rights for protection, shop owners, retailers, street vendors, okay? A woman who's trying to get to hospital because she's pregnant cannot get to hospital because the streets are... So we have rights, you know, one right should not infringe on another's rights. So for me, I feel that we need, and it's going to take a long time, for us to have a picketing that gets government to understand that there's a problem, all right? And a picketing that is peaceful, presentation of petitions. I mean, I've done it. I've been on the streets many times. So we have political inspired demonstrations, and then we have issue-based demonstrations. So for instance, we call them walks, you know, we call them walks. There's demonstrations and there's walks. So you have people who come on the streets to walk because they have an issue, all right? And they want to send a petition to Parliament or to the necessary office. Then you have people who call political inspired demonstrations where they're trying to capitalize, pretending that they actually care about an issue, especially now. And then, you know, allowing all chaos to break loose.
It would appear now we will be revisiting this conversation every year. Issues to do with the police excesses, the kind of force police use against protesters and demonstrators. Do you see it changing or this provision of the law that we have, Article 37.